This little Neo is absolutely stunning. I appreciate it, and I'm gonna go before my hand goes blue and I lose my arm.
Yeah, definitely. So
not to name it, but the big website that the breeders sell their productions on. How do you find that has affected the reptile shop business? Welcome back to the Cryptic Conjurers channel. As you can see, today we are in Liverpool. Behind me is Clubmoor Reptiles. We're here to visit Andy from Clubmoor Pythons and Clubmoor Reptiles. So we're here to see the shop, see what he's got in there. So let's go and have a tour. Let's chat to Andy, maybe hold some animals, get some hands-on experience. Let's see what's going on. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification button and get locked in. Right, guys, I'm here with Andy from Clubmoor Pythons, as known on Instagram, but also in his lovely shop, which is Clubmoor Reptiles here in Liverpool, in Clubmoor. Thank you for having me, Andy.
Mate,
it's great meeting you in person.
More than
I know
welcome.
we was on live together.
Yep.
On the first live we done.
Yeah, it was good.
It's nice to meet you in person now.
Always nice to
put face to a name.
Yeah,
You know
always good to meet people.
Thank you for letting me come in and see a beautiful shop.
Anytime.
Allow me to handle animals and record. So,
right, anytime.
I appreciate it.
Anytime.
So, just a few questions for you.
Okay, cool.
Initially, like, what got you into i.e. hobby reptile keeping, and then what led into it as a business, as a shop?
So hobby wise, it was always wanted maybe a slightly alternative pet. Didn't necessarily want something that was super involved, like your typical companion animal, like walking the dog every day, you know, labour intensive, that type of stuff. Originally started keeping fish, but then family came along, several fish tanks, full-time job, maintenance becomes a thing. But I'd always been looking at reptiles, always sort of been like side-eyeing them, and then just one day I was like, you know what, I need to go get myself leopard gecko, and then it just spiraled from there. You know
what it is? I think it's all of us. I would say probably, in my opinion, 90% of reptile keepers probably started from a leopard gecko. I started from one. Like you said, you started from one. The majority of people that I know that keep reptiles start from leopard gecko.
It is, for me, probably the perfect pet lizard. You know, size of enclosure, temperament, running costs, setup costs, maintenance costs, everything puts it right at the top, if not second place, you know, right at the top. I mean, people today going home with a leopard gecko, perfect pet lizard, you know, you can't beat it.
And I think it starts with that, and then it goes, for me, it was that, and then it led into beardy, and then it led into an explosion of everything.
Yeah, the minute you find a community, that's when your eyes are opened a little bit more. So if you can come to a shop, obviously you can see different things in the shop, but if you can just speak to other keepers, maybe visit other collections, your eyes are just opened immediately.
How they keep, what they keep.
And
then all of a sudden it's like, you see things, shops can display a lot of animals. And I've been to all different shops across the whole country, and I've seen a lot of variety in all the different shops. But then sometimes you go into personal, private collections, and it's like, I haven't seen that in a shop for like 5-10 years. You know what I mean? So, and it brings that back, and you're like, I need one of those.
Oh, absolutely. And this is the thing. So shop stock, if you like, shop selections changes so much over the years. What was common 5 years ago isn't now, but you're totally right. In a personal collection, someone's still got some of those, and they're their treasured animals now. You just can't get them. So.
And what led from that into this lovely, beautiful shop that you own, and is now a business for you?
So I used to work for, I've always had an affinity for it, wanted to see if we could do it, bred a few things, really enjoyed that. Love chatting to people about it. So anyone who will listen will get their ear chewed off on reptiles. Royal Pythons was what started it, probably with everybody else, where you can maybe look at it and go, could this be viable as a business or whatever? But the reality was, we went on to, I used to work for a big chain. So that was great to a degree, but I got tired of making lots of money for someone else.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
So I was just like, you know what, an opportunity came along for this shop. This shop was already a pet shop, so we sort of said, right, okay, I like it, great location, but I don't want to sell hamsters, I don't want to sell fish.
You want to do what you like.
Exactly. And what I was good at, you know, reptiles was my thing. I'd spent a decade just in books, on forums, just chatting to people, just absorbing knowledge. So when the opportunity come, that was it. It was just a case of like,
no brainer.
Yeah, absolutely no brainer.
You love it, so why not do it as a job, as a business? 100%. You're doing it at home anyway, so it's going to flourish, which it has. You know what I mean? It's lovely. I've seen you with the kids getting the snakes out, which I'll put a clip in after. But getting the snakes out for the kids, everyone being involved. You don't see that much in pet shops nowadays. No. Especially the bigger chains, you know, that are like, not going to name names, but you know, you go in and it's like very much window shopping, or there's no experience, you know, there's no...
That's the big thing.
You come in and you get... Here, what I've noticed just from being here and just watching it, overhearing, even if you're not buying, there's an experience, you know, the kids, the bull snake, you've got the bull snake out, the kids are touching the snake, they're getting educated.
Yep.
Don't see that no more. So it's lovely.
It's a big thing. So you probably notice as you go around, there's no locks on any of the cages, and that is that's for a reason.
Yeah.
It's so we can open it up, we can show people. It's just another barrier otherwise. Another barrier to stop people learning or wanting to be involved or anything like that. We've got plenty of regular customers who come in. You know, their kids come in, they know my name. You'll go in, they'll get their favorite animal out. So we're big advocates.
And you see kids grow.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how would you say that your when Brexit came in, for me, it's so difficult for me to import animals from the US and other places.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get green trees from big breeders from the US and other places, and it's so hard after Brexit.
Yeah.
How did you find that affected your business with imports? As we were saying, how did you find that affected your business? Or did it? It may not have.
It did, yeah. So certain things like cork, for example, from Portugal.
Yeah.
So plentiful, great price. Brexit comes, there's now an import and an export on that product. The price goes up crazy. So when we were selling it for like £7 a kilo, you know, it went up at one point to £20 a kilo to sell.
So now it just goes up by that much, and then obviously people come in. And
you have to take that. You know, we either have to take it on the chin, or you just don't sell that product. And it's a product that's a staple.
Of course, exactly.
Of course. Then we have things like animals.
Yes.
So things like leopard geckos, for example. Europe's a big spot to buy leopard geckos from, bred in huge numbers. But then import, export, hard boards, it just makes that cost goes up. There's not enough people producing in the UK to sustain the pet market. So we now have to look at producing ourselves.
In-house,
but then it's labour intensive for the leopard gecko. We'd rather put that money into rarer gecko so that the return is potentially better or whatever, you know, especially when you're looking at it from a business perspective.
Of course.
Absolutely. But we're lucky in that we know a lot of local people. So Liverpool's got a great sort of reptile keeping community anyway. So we're lucky that a lot of them will come here. They know me, so they'll want to, you know, trade animals.
Or you've got hobbyists,
things.
I guess, which may have some pets at home.
Oh, absolutely.
Produce.
Absolutely. Yeah. So today we picked up some Cal Kings, corns, Thai beauties off a customer who's produced them. Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah. So date of birth, how many feeds, everything. I could, you know, tell you where they were born in the guy's house. You know, so
it's like kind of getting it from a private collection, but it's just coming to a shop and then it's going from there.
Yeah.
And then another big one is, how has two things affected you? And I guess they probably would as a business. I know you're a private keeper as well, and so am I, etc. You've got internet chains or internet suppliers, and also the big website that not to name it, but the big website that the breeders sell their productions on. How do you find that has affected the reptile shop business?
So at the shop, I have multiple questions a day. Hey, is this the right product I'm about to buy online? So it's, you either, unfortunately, you've got to try and ignore that, or you've got to sort of segue, hey, I do deliveries, I can bring that to you tomorrow. But it's a race to the bottom with these guys, you know, sell a lot for pennies. Obviously, collusion's something that you can't say, hey, can you sell it for this price, please? They can sell it for, thank you, they can sell it for whatever they want. It's their product, they bought it, they can sell it, but go ask them for advice on how to set it up, how to best put it in. There's nothing.
There's no customer service. It's just click, collect, or delivery. What you get with you don't get.
Yeah, exactly. It's everything after the fact. So buying it for £10 cheaper, you know, it's their people's money. They can spend it how they like, but you know, there's no service goes along with that at all.
After it arrives. It's
done. Well, not even after it arrives, before as it's sent. So they don't, you know, there's only a problem if the product comes damaged, and even then it's probably a pain to sort.
And what people need to remember is, I work in a company where, let's say, a lot of medicine is sold, and they will say to us, well, can't you make me a prescription so I can get it online? Which we can, because let's say something we sell for £70, they can buy for 25 online. But we can't, we have to explain to the consumer, the client, that they have warehouses that they fill with this stock. They can buy pallets and pallets and pallets of this stuff, and we can't financially keep up with that because we're buying 10 a day or 20 a day. So
Yeah, it's the same. So that is the biggest constraint, but then that is business as well, isn't it? You know, it's economies of scale. You've got to literally
got to keep up with it. But
yeah. So we're hoping to launch our website in the next few weeks.
There you go, guys.
And once that's up and running, unfortunately, we aren't going to be competing with the big online sellers in terms of price, but what you will get is obviously great customer service after the fact.
And again, you're an independent, so
yeah, absolutely.
And before we wrap up and we'll go see some more animals and get hands-on, what's your favourite animal here? If you could say one right now in the shop, what is it? And let's go see it while you're on the camera.
Changes all the time.
Okay.
It really does.
I understand that with
it
the turnover.
so much. At the moment, it probably is the Jacksons.
Jacksons.
It probably is the Jacksons. Just a cool lizard. You don't see very often.
No.
Super distinguishable. Really sexual dimorphism as well with them. So they're just a cool
I have
animal.
to say the way you've got these set up is unreal. Not just these, like panning over to here. So what's this little guy's name?
So Dave the Sulcata. So he's actually long-term boarding with us actually.
Yeah.
So he's become a love-hate figure. So you can see the damage he's done to the enclosure. He's literally ruined the backdrop to it. That was fully across. He got behind. He pulled it off.
Wow.
The reality of owning a large Sulcata is completely different from what people.
And what would you? I haven't seen this size enclosure. The sheer size of these. I have to like commend you. The size of them for a reptile shop is unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know, what are these, 8 foot?
So yeah, this is 2.4 meters by 3 by 3, and this is 2.4 meters by 4 foot high by 3 foot deep as well.
I have to say, mate, they're unbelievable.
Right. Cool.
Again, thank you so much. Anytime. It was lovely to see you in person.
Anytime.
Thank you for having me in the shop.
Not a problem.
Let's go see some animals. Let's get hands on.
Yes.
Go. Yeah. So, Andy has been nice enough to give us the key to get some stuff out. So I had to get one of these Jacksons out. I love these. Just the whole look with the horns. It's unbelievable. I used to keep Jacksons many years ago, and I've got a soft spot for them. I absolutely think they're stunning. I think they're one of the best chameleon species. And Andy has actually got 2 pairs in the shop. So the female is up on that branch, and he's got 2 pairs. He's got two pairs in each rib, which he was just discussing with me about. But yeah, these, I think they're amazing. I'll bring them up close so you can see them. The prehensile tail, the horns, I think it's unbelievable. But yeah, I'll keep this guy out too long because I'm not getting back in. I don't want to stress him out too much. You know what chameleons can be like, unfortunately. But yeah, I'll put him back in. Right guys, so one of the species we've got out today that Andy's lovely and been kind enough to let us get out are these Blackhead pythons. So I'll let Andy take it away. And I'm guessing they're a pair, Andy, is that correct?
Yeah, so this is Harold and Madge. So you've got Australian names, obviously being endemic to Australia.
Yeah.
Cool little, well, sort of not quite so little, but cool python species. Actually a primitive python.
Yeah.
They share the same family as womas.
Yeah.
So the Asphodeites. There are only 2 snakes in that genus. Cool little thing. Subterranean, so their heads are used for basking and stuff like that. They will literally periscope out of burrows and stuff, and will readily take snakes and bearded dragons in the wild. So these are typical specialist eaters in the wild. Obviously, captivity eating rodents is no problem for them whatsoever. But I find that their head shape and mouth shape makes them want to eat slightly smaller prey item than a typical python of this size would eat. So medium rat is probably the biggest this guy will go. It always looks like it struggles with anything bigger. So we tend to do medium rats and then small to medium for Madge there, but hopefully we'll breed these. We've been trying a couple of years, but never quite managed to get them. We've always seen copulation and stuff, but never quite managed to get them to lay. So,
hopefully this season.
Hopefully, yeah.
And for anyone that hasn't seen these before, would you say these are fully grown?
They can get a little bit bigger, a little bit girthier, but she can definitely be a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
He's pushing sort of 7 foot.
He's big,
so
yeah, he's lovely.
He's pretty cool. But yeah, they're just a weird snake, and because you can't see their faces typically in their eyes, they're a bit of a strange one. You can't really see their eyes.
I personally love them, mate. I think the black on black is unbelievable. And for people that, let's say, would be interested in maybe getting one of these eventually,
yeah,
what would you say like a adult enclosure size would be for one of these? What would you recommend?
Bigger's always better, but you know, you are looking probably 8 foot cage for an adult one of these.
Yeah.
They are absolute pains to get established feeding once they're babies. So once they're actually on rodents, they're fine, but you do have to do a lot of scenting and stuff like that. Yeah.
A bit like the green trees.
Yeah. Rubbing rodents on bearded dragons and
getting the lizard scent on there.
Yeah. But once established, they're cool.
Thank you, Andy. And let's go and get out the next one.
That's right.
The next animal we've got out here is one of Andy's beautiful retics. Tell us a little bit, Andy.
So this one's male albino tiger retic. We've had him probably about 5 years. He's 50% super dwarf, so he's about 10 foot now. So we think this is pretty much him. We've had him, I'd say, I think 4 years, something like that. We bought him, you know, a little bit bigger. Sorry, a little bit smaller, but not obviously a hatchling. And he's just put on the timber. He's been here.
Lovely.
Yeah, he went to a home once and then come back when one of our friends got out of reptile keeping. So we jumped at the chance to sort of bring him back.
Yeah,
you can see he's not massive.
And he's 50% dwarf.
Yeah,
he's lovely.
But it's a cool animal. Typical retic, wants to run.
Yeah,
he's gone through his phase of peeing all over me. He's done that a few times. And now he just wants to explore, just move around.
And when you say, let's say someone went to get one of these as a pet, what would be your advice, your honest advice? I know you
get something else.
Yeah.
The reality is, you know, this snake we get inquired about probably the most.
Yeah. It's beautiful, that's why.
Oh, absolutely, you know, the colour palette on these is phenomenal. But retics aren't for everybody. You know, yeah, maybe super dwarf, pure super dwarf. You know, you're looking at maybe doing something like that. But the reality is, something like this isn't for everyone. I mean, he's living in a 7 foot high, 4 foot wide, 3 foot deep enclosure.
Enclosure is massive.
Yeah. So, you know,
he's a big boy. He's a strong boy. I can feel that on my hand.
Yeah. And the reality is, he's not even doing it to do anything other than hold on.
Mate, my green trees do the same thing.
Yeah. So, but cool snake.
Yeah.
But just, you can see, if you're on your own, this snake's tangling you up in seconds.
Again, it's not worrying, but it's got my hand. You know what I mean?
And you can see the colour change in your hand, you know. And that is just holding on. So, obviously, if I let the snake go, that's all it's doing. It's literally holding its body weight. Your arm's a branch. It doesn't realise that it's, you know, cutting off circulation and stuff. But yeah, definitely, if you want one of these, get something else.
Start somewhere else. Start smaller.
Oh yeah, this is definitely not a first snake. You know, you need experience with big snakes before you even get anywhere near contemplating something. I
love them, but the reason I don't get them is the size. I haven't got space for one of these.
They're smart.
Mainland. I've seen them. They're super intelligent.
They're smart. They can figure out that you're trying to get that end and then wrap you up the other end. You know, vocal as well. So when it's crawling over your shoulder and you hear that huff down your ear, it's not always a nice thing. No, can make you panic a little. But cool snake, but
not first beginner.
No.
Well, thank you, mate. I appreciate it. And I'm gonna go before my hand goes blue. I lose my arm. Guys, as you can see at the moment, Andy has brought me back into his isolation area, his quarantine, where he's got a few other bits that he's keeping out back here, maybe some species that need it a bit more quieter, or things that he's keeping before he puts it out into his main shop. But this just shows the importance and just shows you how good reptile shops will have a good quarantine system. Right, guys, I had to ask if Andy had a green tree. How can I not? But look at this baby. Yellow neonate Bayak. It's absolutely beautiful. He did have a red, but it's no longer here. It has been sold, so I'm not surprised by it. This little neo is absolutely stunning. How do you find? Obviously, I'm going to ask a question. I'm chondro guy. I love chondros. It's my thing. What do you think of them? And how do they go in your shop, or do you leave it to the breeders mainly?
So with chondros, we'll get a couple in. We won't go crazy. Yeah. I'll get 2 or 3 at a time. That's it. They sell. We then potentially get a couple more in, but we're just getting a couple at a time in. Yeah. The people who've got experience with snakes, it is maybe a next step snake for a lot of people, or a dream snake, the pinnacle snake. So by having them in, especially out here as well, because of what it is and the way it sits, tapping on the glass, this type of thing
it's not what you need.
No. So we decided, this time in here it stays a nice constant, like 85 degrees in here. Perfect. So it's perfect.
And if people ask,
oh yeah, I'm more than willing to show you. I'm more than willing to show them off. And they just eat like a dream as well. Like just having them out here,
what people don't realize is once it's established, these things are like machines.
Yeah.
It's the part of getting them established, which I haven't done yet, but I've spoke to a lot of people. I've got my mentor, and hopefully might be establishing something this year. We'll talk about that another time. But once they go like machines. They just, as soon as I open a tub or a viv or something like that, and it's feeding time, that thing just smashes off the tongs. It's back on.
Oh, absolutely. These have no hesitation whatsoever in smashing food. I mean, I'm surprised he hasn't tried to nail me already. Yeah. But they absolutely no hesitation. I think 3 days after they came in.
Yeah, on food.
Straight away.
Lovely. There you go. So, well, guys, if you want a green tree and you're in the Liverpool area, or maybe you're not in the Liverpool area, contact Andy, hit him up, give him a call, direct message him, do all of that stuff. But let's go see one more animal. Let's go. Right, guys, let's see these Vietnamese blue beauty snakes.
So these are a little bit feisty. Always use the hook.
Yeah.
So straight away, this guy's a little bit more switched on than your regular corn snake or
not happy, is he?
Or royal python. I mean, he's okay once he's out. He's not too bad. But he will try and get me though. He will hold on to you and an anchor point and stuff, and then he will try and.
To be totally honest with you, I've kept many different species, but I'm not very well educated on beauty snakes. So are we talking adult?
So this is an adult. He's 8 foot. This guy. So he's about 4 years old, 8 foot. He's not too bad when he's out, but he will take an opportunity to launch at you. I mean, he's probably going to do me now, but he's not too bad. But he's a lot grumpier in situ. So we put him in. Sorry, guy.
Bit like cage guarding.
Yeah, he's quite viv defensive. This guy. I mean, generally, once he's out, he's okay.
So we're saying more experienced keepers.
Yeah, definitely. There you go.
Yeah,
you can get out the way. That was a weak attempt from him to get me. It's just defensive stuff, but no one likes getting bit.
Yeah, we won't upset him too much. We'll put him back, and we don't want Andy to get bitten.
Yeah.
So,
come on.
Thank you, Andy. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. He will come round and get me now.
So he keeps coming back round for Andy.
Yeah. Wants a bit of man flesh. Come on, guy.
There we go.
So there we go. So now we can sit on his branch and do what he does.
Let me get a shot. I know you ain't going to want to go in there.
No way. He will come close and get you.
No way. That's why I wasn't getting close.
So this is Taiwanese beauty. These guys haven't been in that long, so still judging on their temperament. Got a female.
Oh yeah.
So she's not too bad, but she is shedding at the moment, but she isn't too bad. But nice size. If she could see me, she'd probably be a bit worse. But that's the problem with using a hook with an arboreal snake. Yeah, just another branch. Yep. But not a bad size.
Nice, lovely.
Taiwanese beauty.
Deep blue.
Yeah. Shed next couple of days. Hopefully that's going to be like a pre-lay shed, because the guy we purchased them from's had them together for about 6 months. So we'll see. I'm not worried if it's not.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Right, guys, so you've seen us have a tour today. Andy's got some animals out. You've seen Andy having some time with the kids, teaching stuff, which is unbelievable. We don't see it much nowadays. just want to say, first of all, thank you very much for having us.
So anytime.
It's been an absolute pleasure being here.
More than welcome.
You're a diamond.
Appreciate it anytime.
It's been nice to meet you in person as well.
Definitely.
And yeah, I've just had a fantastic day.
Appreciate it. Always welcome.
And the shop's beautiful. And hopefully next time we're back in Liverpool, which may be in a few weeks, we can come up and see your private collection.
Absolutely, yeah. All Royal Pythons, unfortunately, but yeah.
No, it's not a bad thing. So keep an eye out for that, guys, and catch us on the next episode. If you're still watching, guys, thank you very much for tuning in all the way to the end of the episode this week. As you can see, it has been epic. Andy has been a fantastic host. I want to say a big, big, big thank you, Andy, for having us there, showing us everything, getting the animals out, having a chat, showing me around, showing me the back of the shop. It's been absolutely fantastic. It was lovely meeting you in person. So thank you so much. Guys, thank you for watching all the way through again, and make sure you keep tuned in. We've got so much more going on planned, people's collections to shoot, shops to shoot, America to shoot. We've got NARBC show in Arlington in September, so get ready for a lot of content. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, click the notification button. Keep tuned in. Let's go.
Last, now everybody go to breakfast.